Pop's cleaning the stairs. Yay. Just be careful up there, Pop.
Yep.
Slow go.
Oh, much better.
Yeah.
Wow. Like magic.
It cleans up pretty good.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm doing the runners and everything.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Just take your time going down.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little funky. I'll probably order the treads maybe even this week. So, hey guys, June the 4th, we're having a painting party. That's right. We got family over and we're all doing a little bit of cleanup. Angie's cleaning stuff, running around. I'm cutting in paint in corners and stuff like that. The dogs are roaming around. Pop's cleaning the stairway. Be careful up there, Pop, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're getting stuff done. We're cutting all these areas in. Wonder where Lorie is. Lorie's over here.
Do you think I should?
Yeah, you're on camera.
We're talking about
Cutting.
cutting and doing some.
Make sure the windows are open.
Do you like this up here?
Perfect.
I haven't cleaned up that line. I just did a little section because I didn't want to mess anything
No,
up.
you can't mess nothing up.
Yeah, so I was.
I've done enough of
looks
that.
Good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it looks good. I think I should continue. I've done the windowsills, but I'm working
Oh,
hard
cool.
on getting my line straight.
Oh man, you better stop drinking.
Huh? I know. I need a drink. I think my line would be straighter if I had a drink.
We could do that.
Yes. Yeah. Angie has vodka. Angie's got
Couple of shots of something. And
Yes, a couple of shots of something, yes. Yeah,
if you like it, I'll like it.
okay. Let me do this windowsill and I'm going to finish up along the ceiling.
Cool, awesome.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna roam around with the cameras while I'm working. Oh, I gotta fix that. All right, getting stuff done. So we've done quite a bit of cleanup. More to go, like up there, but it's coming together. Hi guys, Utech here, Blueberry Hill. So this is June 5th to the 10th. A bunch of stuff going on. The girls were doing cut-in paint, and I started cleaning up the concrete area right where the container metal walls are that we're leaving exposed. Basically, that just took it's actually a concrete grinding wheel grinder. You could actually put a hose on it and get wet grinding going. But just to keep the dust down, I was just using a rag and water and just wiping stuff around. But this did the trick. It actually smoothed out all the concrete right by the container walls. We didn't do that earlier, so there's a good chance to do it now. And there's only a few walls that are where I had to do this anyway, but pretty quick job of this. The girls were running around later on, I think, painting stuff, and I did not follow them with the camera to. I couldn't catch up with them because they were running everywhere. So you won't see too much of that, but you'll see. We're gonna switch over to ceiling, Knotty pine ceiling, in just a little bit. So you can see where the corrugulations of the container are, and you can see the gray paint there. There's a I think a cricket that kept walking in there. I don't know if you see it right near the broom, but he'll be running around. I was trying to get him out of the way, and I threw him out the window, I think, after this. But anyway, that made pretty quick work of this. This grinding wheel is, I believe, 40 grit. It does really quick work, especially if you hit it dry. But I was trying to keep everything, the dust down, because you're not supposed to breathe the junk when you're grinding concrete. So anyway, keeps the dust down and makes it easy cleanup as well. We're gonna have to wipe the walls down, of course, and clean everything up properly, but for the most part I was using water right there. You saw me squirt it on the walls, just clean it up, and off I went. Here's the apartment feature wall. This is all going to stay that color. We're just going to clear coat it. There wasn't much junk on the wall here. It was just mostly cleaning up the concrete and making it nice and flat. We're going to clean up the wall. There's a little bit of splatter, concrete splatter. We'll knock that off and clean any plaster that we have on there as well. So January 5th we started doing the ceiling. We did a Knotty Pine tongue and groove. We got the product from Michigan, actually from an online place. We tried pricing it locally or anywhere actually. I was hoping to get finished, stained and finished stuff. This is the only place that I could actually find it was a reasonable cost. Still not cheap. Delivery was almost $1,000, so nothing inexpensive here. But the look is really nice. The planks themselves are 16, 14, 12, and 10 foot long, and we bought a little bit extra just in case. They recommend 15% over, 15 to 20, and we have a little bit left over to do the headers around the living room, so that's going to be great. Now you saw Angie and I were just pushing the scaffold around and positioning us where we have to put the wood. It's pretty straightforward. It wasn't too bad. The high side was the hardest. Once we got to a place where we could just like snap it up there, it worked pretty good. So here I'm doing just a cutout for the fireplace, a little kick out. Pretty straightforward. This wood is it's pine, so it's pretty soft, easy to work, cuts great, and luckily I didn't have to do this more than once. Don't want to use the wood's like 5 something a foot, so there you go. So I like doing the harder stuff first. This was just I wanted to do a full plank across the fireplace, so we didn't have to have a butt joint in the middle somewhere. So we span this right across the fireplace, pinned it up on one side then the other, and then we called it good. Everything worked out pretty good, and we're of course going to have trim around the side of the walls to hide any little gaps or whatever, make it look nice and tight, and we'll show you that later. So I'm using a new nail gun as well. I bought it's a 16 gauge finishing nail gun. I have an 18 gauge, or maybe even a 20. It's just finishing nail. A little bit too small for hanging this kind of stuff, so I went with the 16 gauge, and I'm using 2.5-inch nails. Works very well. It's a rigid. I've got it on Amazon, of course, because it's a cheaper place. But anyway, worked great. Just nailed the tongue into the rafters and called it good. So here's Angie helping me with the long stuff. Later on she leaves and I had to figure out how to hang these things myself, so I built little brackets and just so they could hold the plank in there while I hammered it into the groove. So it was pretty easy once I figured out what to do. So we were trying to say random pattern, of course, so you don't have any joints right next to each other, and I think we did pretty good on that. We're trying to use in the middle of the room, we're using the longest planks we can, so we have less butt joints, and that worked out pretty good. The room is 39 feet wide, so 3 16-footers ish, and the rest is just smaller planks on each end, and that worked out pretty good. We had very little waste. The big waste was on the kitchen living room wall. You'll see where I have to do little wedge cuts because the room is not square on that side of the house. The wall on the fireplace, that's a container wall, so that's mostly straight, and that worked out. That's why I started on that wall. Your eye goes there anyway, so that was a good place to start it. So you're gonna see me put a clamp up. So actually here I go with the clamps. I made little L-shaped brackets, and I use a clamp to hold the wood up there. That made it very easy to put it up, and then I just move the plank around and just hammer in the groove, nail it, and off I go. A couple times I have to use a little bit of wedge, little pry barring, because it's not totally straight. Not all the wood is perfectly straight, of course. So anyway, it wasn't too bad once I figured it out. It moved pretty quick with the big planks, and it still took 4 days to do this, but regardless, the finish, in our opinion, is fantastic. We love it. I'm just trying to offer different views. Here you see the clamps holding the brackets and a piece of wood. I don't know where I'm at, but I'll be climbing up there. Oh yeah, so you can see the scaffold sort of moving. I got a little panicky there because the planks were moving. Just because they were leaning on the scaffold and the wheels were in the right direction, the whole scaffold started moving, so I had to fix that before continuing. That was a new one. That hadn't happened before. But anyway, moving on, you can see the plank hanging here on the brackets. I hammer it in. I usually set it on one side then the other and pin it. I call it pin it. and then I finished nailing on every rafter. I was using 2 nails per rafter on the tongue, and just continued on that trend. So these few days we were doing this, it was extremely hot. It was in, I believe, outside temps on the 10th or 9th were roughly 103 or 104 degrees. So pretty hot. It was pretty toasty up on the scaffold. I changed shirts a couple times, and then drink a lot of water. The house doesn't feel bad though. We don't have the AC running right now because we have everything still open, and that's just, we don't have thresholds on the doors and stuff like that, so there's no point in pumping cold air out into the atmosphere. Not yet anyway, but we'll do that once we finish the floor. Thresholds will go in, and then we'll start air conditioning everything and making everything nice and comfortable. But here I'm doing the you can see me using a jigsaw. That went for the light. That was pretty straightforward. I had to do it a couple times because I made a smaller hole than I needed, and then I just reset it a couple times to make it fit properly. I probably made it a little bit too tight because later on when I put the ceiling fans in, I had to do a little bit of finagling there, and I'll show you that. That's another video. So in the spirit of saving a little bit of time here, I'm just doing the last section on the that part of the wall. This is the June 9th, so I finished installing all the way to the wall, and then I come back on the 10th and do the final 2 little pieces that I needed to do. They were a little wedge shaped, so it was pretty warm. I could have finished that day, but kind of had enough of the pine, and had a beer afterwards. So there you go. So yeah, almost done. So here I'm putting the last few boards that are still mostly complete. There's I think I had to cut a little wedge on this one, or cut at least a groove off, or the tongue rather, and fit that in there, and then we just wedged it in, and I saved the last 2 boards for the following day. Nothing big, just tired of doing the pine. It took hours. I basically started around 9 and finished around 5 or 6, so took a few hours. Here's Angie helping me hold that in. Near the wall it was more difficult to do it because it couldn't, there's no way to clamp it, so having a helper hold it and pin it up there was critical. We did use a little pry bar and a piece of wood against the wall to force the tongue to pop in there, and then just nailing it a few places, and then just flat nailing it, since we don't have any tongue on that side against the wall. So there we go. So pretty much the wall's done. You see those 2 little pieces left and right side that are still open. You can tell it's the wall's not straight. It was what it was when we set the containers, mostly because the way the containers went in there. So here's June 10th. I'm putting the last 2 boards in, a little wedge shaped. I make them nice and tight against the wall, hammer them up there, make them nice tight fit, and then I butt nail them or flat nail them to the rafters, and off we go. Anyway, this ends this episode of the ceiling install. It took 4 days, 4 solid days I must say, and I'll come back with some trim work later to make it all nice and tight against the wall. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next video. See ya.